Hey, I'm Julie Fei Fan Balzer, and I decided to add a little inspiration to my studio with some personalized wall art. And basically, the great thing about this is that it is removable, so I can change my inspiration as often as I like. It's basically like a big sticker when you put vinyl on your wall, but it's many little stickers that come together to create a large design. And I'm going to show you exactly how that works. So the first step is actually the design. So I'm going to start on my computer. I'm using a design program. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to set my artboard to rolled material. Now, I can pick a size up to 6 feet, but I think I'm going to keep it a little bit smaller at 3 feet. And I want it to be landscape as opposed to portrait. Then the next step is I'm going to add my text. Now, you could add your name, the name of your studio. I am going to type in Make It Artsy because that's where I'm working. And I can then pick my font. And you can use any of the TTF or True Type fonts on your computer. I like to use a nice bold font because I really want people to be able to see it from quite far away. Then I'm simply going to resize it so that it's going to be 3 feet long. And it seems crazy that this little image on the screen is going to be 3 feet. Now, one of the things I do when I'm designing that I find really helpful is I change the fill color so that the words are filled in. This really helps me to understand what the final product is going to look like. So I have taken away the outline and instead it's filled. And wherever I see black, that's what my final design is going to look like. So now I'm going to go ahead and add any of the shapes that I want to this. I tend to say, I think Make It Artsy has a lot of heart, so I like the idea of adding a heart. And once again, I'm going to increase the fill so that I can really see it. And I'm gonna resize it and maybe add it right here. You can see where it touches there is kind of cool. I can hold down the Option key to duplicate it, rotate it, resize it, and create an additional little part here. Now, sometimes I want to work with the built-in designs, but sometimes I want to bring in a design from somewhere else, and that's where I'm going to use image tracing. So I'm going to take an image from my computer, and I'm going to go straight into my folder that has my designs, and let's take this little bird. So here's my bird. Notice the blue line. That's what's gonna cut out, and it's missing the eye entirely. Now that may be what you want, but I don't. So I'm gonna change this option so that it says trace areas by color. Even though this is black and white, what that means is, aha, it's gonna get that little eye out as well. So I'm gonna say, okay. And there's my bird. Isn't he cute? So I again can resize this and adjust it as I wish. And I know that there is, oops, a sewing machine in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab that because I think that will be a fun thing to add here. We do a lot of sewing on Make It Artsy. And again, I'm just resizing. I'm adjusting the fill so that I can see everything clearly. And once I place things, wouldn't it be cute if the bird was perched on top of the sewing machine? So let me adjust the size. And I actually would like the bird to face the other way. The other thing is, because this is cutting out of vinyl and I want this all to be one piece, I'm gonna select both parts of these and then I want to weld them together, but I tend to wait until the end to do it because I want to make sure that everything is all set. Now, once my design is completely done, I'm going to go up to the menu and I'm going to go ahead and export my file. Okay, and I'm gonna have it, you can either export it to USB or transfer it via the internet. So I already have something here on my USB thumb drive, a finished design. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into my electronic cutter. The next step is I'm gonna take a big roll of vinyl And I'm gonna place it into the roll feeder. So the roll feeder is this attachment that's here, here, and I've made a slight adjustment to the settings to get it to fit on. I simply place the roll in and line it up in my cutter, and then I'm gonna choose that I wanna cut with the roll feeder, and I'm going to choose my design, which is right here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and load in that vinyl. And you can see the machine just takes it right in. So once that's set, I'm gonna say okay and cut. Now you can do a test cut if you're not sure of your settings, but I've actually already done a test cut, so I know we're good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and press start. Now you can see that's gonna be a 10-minute cut file, so I don't wanna wait for that. So I actually have one already cut here out of blue vinyl. You can cut out of so many different colors of vinyl. But what you always need to do, and I know it doesn't look like this is cut, is you need to weed it. And weeding is about removing the parts of the vinyl that you don't want. So basically, I'm just gonna pull up the edge here. It's like weeding your garden, and you can see it very quickly just starts to come up and pull away from your design. And you kind of work it around and slowly pull it off. Now, I'm not gonna take the time to do that because I have one here that is already done. So let me just push the computer out of the way so I can show you this, because it is 3 feet long. So in order to transfer this, and you can transfer it to any smooth surface, you wanna go ahead and tape it down to get it out of the way, just like so. And that way I don't have to worry that I don't have enough hands to hold on to this. And then I'm gonna take this transfer tape. And what this is going to allow me to do when I pull up the corner here is it's basically gonna allow me to easily transfer all these little pieces at the same time. So I can line it up like so, just like this, and I can rub with my scraper tool to get this to adhere to the transfer grid. So now that I've finished attaching my grid, I want to make sure to rub over the whole thing really well to make sure it's well adhered. When I pull up the corner, you'll see that it is attached. And if anywhere isn't, you just burnish it a little bit extra. So the theory here is, you can apply it to any smooth surface. I'm going to put it right on the table. Is you simply place it down and rub. And you would do this to the whole thing, but you can see now it is beautifully adhered. So I hope you'll take a moment to personalize the space where you create.